Hey everybody, Shannon Lynn with Divine Bliss here. I'm here to do another channeled oracle card reading here today. I have a new camera system set up, so I'm really excited to get this started. I've been waiting for a new setup because I was having such trouble with the old setup. So last night I was channeling and asked to do a card reading today and to ask what this card reading would be all about for all of us. And so the channeling that came through was this: manifesting as the true creative geniuses that we each are here now, being and or doing as or in. True creative twin flame geniuses. So they said, now today we are going to be here discussing what it is to be a real and true twin flame and what all this entails. Meaning in just how you too can show up here to and for the betterment of the alls. But not only that, but that now we together here as a collective, well, we can individually as a whole here come together and create this new and fascinating world of ours to be as exactly how we would like for it to be here and or doing as or in. And that just means this: that the moment you're acting as if is the true moment that you are here manifesting as this. And so for you to believe anything else but that is totally and unequivocally a useless waste of time. But not only that, but that you then will never learn the true ways in which to manifest. If you do not listen to your true self soul manifesting desires of, if you do not listen to your own true self soul's manifestations of, or in these true and exacting processes, once and if you do go on down from within your own true processings here as well. And that just means this: that if you are really on this true twin flame journey here, and now, just how do you believe that this is going to go if you do not do the work to make it so? If you do not go within and create this to be from deep within you, then who the hell else will? LOL. The angels, your angelic guides of love and light, via Shannon Lynn, spiritual channel for the Mother Goddess and her special band of angelic helpers from within the kingdom of the heavens. Okay, so that's what came through for us last night. So apparently this is going to be all about being creative, true twin geniuses, or true twin flames that are manifesting as these true creative geniuses. So this should be very interesting. So I'm all ears. So I just want to start with, I'm just going to ask what cards we should start with and where to go from here. So just know that I am a divine channel that has been channeling books, workbooks, audios, videos, all kinds of stuff for the past 14 plus years. What I consider myself to be is a type of a trance channel, is how I put my thoughts to the side and let the messages come through. They used to come through 3 to 4 words at a time, and then now they're, of course, after that many years of doing so much channeling, so many books and things, that it comes a lot more fluidly, but always comes in from the right side. As well as now I'm able to, because I have ascended higher and higher upon my own process here, as I've continued on doing the steppings from within my work here, I've ascended up on into just so much more, as we all do, to then be given more gifts and abilities as I've gone along my own true process and as I've stepped along that true process here as well. So just know that all of this really is steppings and beings and doings as you are so guided to from deep within you. So as you step up and on into just so much more, well, then more becomes available to you, and more from the other side, more guidance, more information becomes available to you, and becomes easier for you to discern and decipher and to, grow from within, and also to know what your steppings are to go forward on into. And until you do those steppings or do your own work here, because it's all our own work to do, until we do that or take those steps, then things don't progress. They don't progress on further into just so much more until we each individually do take those steps or go in the steppings of what is right and true for each of us individually as. So Okay, so let's go. Let's start with the Wisdom of the Oracle cards here by Colette Baron Reed. So we're just going to ask for, and everything's pre-shuffled ahead of time, so I don't like to take too much time doing that kind of stuff on camera. So if you wonder why I'm looking down, sometimes I actually have two setups here again, because I've had such trouble with these recordings, you have no idea. I've been trying to get this channel going, but I've had nothing but trouble. And I don't know if it's the energies that are coming through or just the systems that I'm trying, but I'm hoping that this one system that I have here now is great. So, but just in case, I do have a backup here, just in case. And it's one that hasn't been working for me before, so I'm really hoping that the new system does. So that's it for the shuffling. I'm going to just ask what guidance did the angels, our angelic guides, Mother God, have for us here today. I always ask my guides and higher self to come forward, and also my true twin flames, higher self and guides, to come forward, as well as Mother God and her special band of angelic helpers from within the kingdom of the heavens, because that is who I, have been channeling from the very beginning. Them, and also Archangel Michael and the archangels as well. And I always ask Archangel Michael to come in and to watch over the sessions, to make sure that they are of the highest vibrational frequency of love and light, tuned for the good of the alls always. I've done that for many years already. So I'm just asking all of the divine to bring forward cards for us and information for us on our true twin flame journey here in the manifestations of, because this is going to be all about our creative genius coming forward as we each take the steps from within us to do so. So, alrighty, so we have one card. We're going to flip that over. We have mending, and I don't do reversals at all, and I don't necessarily at all read the cards as was intended from the authors or the creators of the cards, simply because I am like I was saying, a trance channel, and so I get my information from the divine directly. So I really, and it's not that I haven't gone on my own processes. It's not that all of the information has come. Well, I shouldn't say it that way, because all of the information has come, but then I've done the steppings of that information and that guidance and those books and workbooks and audios and videos and the whole of the creation series. I've been stepping those steps or those tools or those processes that they brought forward for the each and the all of us to step up and on into, to become our best selves and to create our best lives, so that we're now here living our best lives in the now of our lives, out into our outer worlds here as well. So so just do know that I too have done all of these steppings from within all of these workings of the souls, one of the books is the Workings of the Soul series, the steps necessary in the workings of the soul. So I've taken all these steps and I've taken all these tools for life, or in the creation of your best life. The Teachings of the Light of the Lord from Within Us All is another book involved in the creation series. And so I've done all these steppings and I've taken all these tools and I've, gone through all of these processes to get from one side to the other side of the spectrum, to learn all of these lessons and to grow into the person that I am here today, as we all are here in the doings of and in the beings of and in the beingnesses of. So just do know that this is a process, always has been, always will be, to trust in that process, trust in your own individualism of coming forward as whom you really and truly are from deep inside of you, simply because that's where it all comes to be from, is from deep inside you, whether you're manifesting or whether you are just here being as. All of these ways of beingness has come to be from deep inside of each of us individually as a whole here, as we are coming forward to and for the betterment of the alls here as well. So just do know that, it's a process. Trust in the process and just do your work, take your steps as guided, and step up and on into just so much more from within your each individual lives here, as we each individually are being and doing and having as from within all of this here now. So the next card that came through is called Clean It Up. Clean It Up. So we're going to see if we have any more guidance here from within this deck. Okay, so 3. I'm getting 3 cards. Message in a Bottle is our 3rd card. Bottom of the deck is Time for a Nap. Don't know if that's going to mean anything for us, but I'm going to leave that set up to the side there. Okay, so we're going to start. We're just going to ask the angels. I'm going to put my thoughts to the side here and ask the angels to come through for us. Ask our guides, ask I just consider it the divine to come through for us and to give us any messages that we need with regards to all of this, this true twin flame journey here and all of these processes and beingnesses of that we are stepping up and on into to become just that much more here to and for the betterment of the alls from within all of this. So, like I said, if I'm looking downward, sometimes it's because I have a different system and I can actually see myself, and I forget sometimes that the camera system that I really want to work is above me. And so just do know that that's the reason I'm doing that. Okay, so I'm going to put my thoughts to the side and see what information we get here. So the first card is mending. Okay, so I'm seeing right away here where I'm getting a visual of like the divine up in the clouds, the information and the guidance that's coming here to and through us as we each individually take our steppings from within, which just means that, you know, as we each do delve within or go within from within each of our own true self souls manifestings of, or in whom we really and truly are becoming as or becoming in, that we then are guided to just that much more from within all of these processes, simply because we each are these true manifestors, these true manifestor magicians of sorts that are coming up and on into just so much more from within our own true lives here, simply because these are the ways, or this is the ways that it was always supposed to be. Always supposed to be, do, and have as, or from within, I'm hearing. So which just means that we're here to be, to do, and to have as from within all of these true processings. Or in the ways in which we each do take our steps from within each of us individually as a whole here, to come together and to come forward to and for the one and the alls, so that we can create this better system of improvements, this better world of ours for each of us to live and to thrive from within. And so as we are being each individually directed and guided to from deep within us, we then are, you know, manifesting as such, because, or simply because we each are here as our own individual manifestors as such, I'm hearing. But then from within all of this, we too can come forward here together collectively as a whole here as well, from within this whole true manifestation process here as well. And then we will be being and or doing as directly guided to from deep within ourselves here as well, which just means that nothing will change in regards to whom we are being or becoming or stepping on forth as or from within, simply because we then each individually will be guided to and for the betterment of the alls, but also to and for the betterment of our own true self souls here as well, which just does mean that as we come forward or come forth as our true and exacting directing selves from within each of these true processes or ways of light beingnesses as, which just means as we are coming forward as our own true self souls manifestors or in the manifestation processes of, we then each individually can come together here as a whole to then manifest just that much more from within all of this, or all of these true processes here that we are stepping up and coming up and on into from within all of this, or all of these beingnesses of, or ways of beingnesses of, which just does mean that as we step up and on into just so much more from within our own true lives here as these master manifestor magicians, once we've gone through and done the work and graduated up and on into these manifesting masters as such, we then are creating as a whole here, being and doing from within this manifestation process or processes of, simply because we are now here then mending fences or ways of beingness is from within all of these whole processes here, simply because we are now then bringing in truer and exacting templates of unconditional love and beingnesses of, which just means that as we are bringing forth all of these true manifestation qualities or ways of beingnesses of, or in ways, or the ways in which we each do manifest here as, or from within here as, we then are bringing forth on through us and from within us these true manifesting abilities and ways of beingnesses of as well here, to and for the betterment of the alls from within this whole mending process, or these ways of beingnesses, which are then elevated on into just so much more from within all of this, simply because we each are from within our very own trespasses here, yes, but also we each are here in the coming together of as, or from within as, to and for the betterment of the alls from within all this, simply because why would we not be being and or doing this all to and for the betterment of the all, since we are here now coming together as this, or from within this as this? Simply because these are the ways that it was always supposed to be, or meant to be as, or from within, simply because that is what we are truly and directly here for, or becoming as for, and from within. Okay, so I'm going to move on forward into the Clean It Up card that was brought forward, and again, just ask for more information on what they're bringing forward here, to and for the betterment of the all of us, and also, you know, all of us as a true twin flame collective, also to and for the betterment of the alls, meaning everyone in the world, or in the worlds, I always get, and also to and for the betterment of our own true selves, souls, processes of here as well, because it's not only to and for the betterment of the alls, it's also here to and for the betterment of our own true selves, souls, manifestation processes of, or in the ways that we then come forward to and for the betterment of each of our own true selves individually here, because, you know, we are just as important as they are. And so in being here to and for all others, we also are here to and for the betterment of our own true selves, souls here as well, and in our own true manifesting abilities and true processes here as well, from deep within each of us here as well, I'm getting. Okay, so clean it up. So so I'm hearing, okay, so what they're saying here is that when we each individually are coming together here as a whole, we are cleaning up society in the ways that things were, or the ways that things like supposedly were supposed to be, when in reality, or from within the ways of manifesting in which have come from within, I'm getting like the dark ages, the ways that they actually used to be, but were then hidden from within the each and the all of us, from within, you know, all of this whole societal encumbrances or ways of beingnesses in which we were suppressed from within. They are now coming to light. These each individual processes or ways of beingnesses are now coming forward on into the light of our own true processes and beingnesses of, simply because we are now here bringing forth all of these like dark age materials that were suppressed from within each of us individually here as a whole, from within the manifestation process of what we could have been or what we might have been, but we're not garnered to or given the information from within all of this, simply because they each were, like, I'm hearing like they each were saving it for themselves. And so from within the elite system of improvements here, we too are coming forward now as the elite and as the like spoken to or being brought forward in the speakings of from within all of this. So that just means that as we come forward, or as we step on forward into our own true manifestation processes of all of these materials and all of these workings of the soul series manifestations of, or bringings forth of all of these true materials that are here now being brought forward into the light of our true dreams here, and on into the light of our own true processings of, or from deep within us comes forward our own discernments of from within us. We then are being manifested on into just so much more from within our own true lives here as well, as these true source manifestor magicians of such, or as such. Okay, great. So the next card that came through is Message in a Bottle. So I'm just going to ask again what this, and I'm feeling sort of like this is a little more in the love department, a little more in the feelings love department here. So I'm just going to again, just step aside and ask, what information do you have here for the each and the all of us to step on forward into our owns here, and also to and for the betterment of the alls always, because that's what it's all about. It's about our own true selves, souls, lives, manifestations of, and also to and for the betterment of the alls, to make this world a whole better place for all of us to live and to thrive from within. So that's what I've learned from within all of these materials, all of these channeled books and audios and videos and workbooks and all of these things, the newsletters and everything that's come forward in the past 14 plus years. I have learned that these are our own true processings to step up and on into, to become just that much more from within our own true lives here as well, as these true manifester source magicians as such. So as we are being given these messages in a bottle type things, they're saying, to each our owns just means to manifest as to each our owns, or from within each our owns here, manifestation processes of, or in the ways that we each do manifest here as, or from within as, which just means that as we are being brought forward in the manifestations of our own true processes from each individually within us, we then are stepping up and on into just so much more, they keep saying, simply because as you keep stepping your steps, manifesting as you each do and are now, you then are stepping up and on into just so much more from within your whole manifestation processes here as well, from within these manifestation processes here as well, simply because as you are manifesting as, or stepping up and on into from within all of this, you are then being guided directly and internally from within the each of yous here, I'm hearing, because, and from within this as, or in this as these true manifestor magicians, simply because that, again, was the ways that it was always supposed to be, to do, and to have as from within here and now, I'm hearing. So for each of us to step up and on into just so much more, just means for each of us to take our own true processings from within, from deep within us as so much more, or from within this to continue on in each of our own true processings of, or in the steppings up and on into from within all of this as. So just to know that, once again, they're saying this is a true process of sorts that you are stepping up and on into just so much more from within each of these true processes or processings of. So just do know that as you step up and on into just so much more, then all of these true gifts and abilities are then opened up or available here to and for the each and the alls of you here as well, I'm hearing. So just to know that this is a process, and that each of us are on our own true ways, our own true ways of the light of the Lord from within the each of us, which just means that as we are being directly and divinely guided from within the each of us here, as well as from within our own true processings of these beingnesses of, or ways of beingnesses of, which just means that as we step up and on into and through all of this ways of beingnesses, or ways that we've come up and on through from within this or these internal guidance systems that come from deep within us, we then are directed or guided on into just so much more from within from deep within us, as we each individually are stepping up and on into, and only as we each are individually stepping up and on into, meaning, or which means that only once and if you step up and on into just so much more are you then guided directly and internally from there here as well, which just means that they're saying it is not us here to do the work here for you all, no, nor is Shannon, they're saying. It is from within your own workings of the soul series, or from within your own workings in which you then manifest as of, or from within, which just does mean this, that as you each individually do go within, and you do take those steps from deep within you as to whom you really and truly are from deep within you, and then you come forward out on into the manifestations of these true dreams that come to be from within you, or forward from within you, from within all of these true processings, or these ways of beingnesses, or ways in which you have then manifested yourselves up and on into, or brought forward yourselves from within this, or from within these healings, or these ways of beingnesses, which just means that as you have graduated up and on into just so much more from within your own true lives here as well, you then are being directed or directly guided to and from within all of this, up and on into your own true power sources, or power source beingnesses of, or ways of beingnesses of, which just means that as you step up and on into just so much more, as you are intuitively guided to, or being brought forward up and on into from within, from deep within you, as you then are here manifesting as just so much more from within your own true lives here as well, as these true source manifestor magicians as such. Okie dokie. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna set that to the side. I'm not getting to the time as a nap thing meant anything for this reading for us, so we are going to move on into feeling like the Archangel Power Tarot cards are going to be the next set of cards that we're going to step up and on into. Going to do just a real quick shuffle of these, and then again ask the divine what information and guidance they have to come forward for the each and the all of us from within this. And I don't want to run this reading too long today, just simply because you know, sometimes I think the readings really, they run long, but it seems like the divine has so much to say that they want to just keep going and going and going and going. And what's really been an issue for me is to do all these long readings that I've been doing. You know, an hour and 15, around an hour and 15 is the usual, but every once in a while, even an hour and a half. And then coming out and having my systems not working. And so all of these different card readings that have come through that have been phenomenal information and guidance that have come through for us, I've not even been able to post on YouTube or on Facebook because they didn't work, or the sound quality was so bad, or for whatever reasons. And so I'm always, you know, well, especially now, I'm really, you know, hoping and praying that this system works for us so that I can bring this forward for the each and the all of us today, because I think there's some more, you know, important information coming through here on our manifestation process that, and not just the manifestation process here, but in the ways that we're coming forward as our true self, souls, true hearts, desires, manifestations of, because I think that is where our, you know, where we get the speed, or where we get the volume, or where we get the power or the fuel for our manifestation processes are in whom we become, or whom we step up and on into. And then we then are, you know, graduating up and on into just so much more from within all of these processes, or these ways of beingness here as well. Because, you know, once we do the work and step up and on into just so much more, we're then guided on into being just so much more, and manifesting is just so much more, and bringing forth into our own true lives just so much more from within this manifestation process, or, you know, these manifestation processes of these ways of beingnesses, to and for the betterment of the alls here as well, of course, because I think as we step up and on into whom we really and truly are from deep within us, we then bring forward these like sort of true power tools, or ways of beingnesses that are then going to illuminate or light up the whole world in these ways of beingnesses that are being brought forward in and from within these states of true and unconditional love, you know, trust, equality, all of these ways of beingnesses that are for the betterment of all of us, instead of hindering our progress here on this earth at this time. So it's all about bringing forward our own true selves, our own true power sources, our own true power source selves, so that we then can, you know, illuminate the whole world on all of this here as well. So, you know, so it's just keep stepping up and on into whom you really and truly are from deep within you. And, you know, if you haven't begun, begin to manifest as that, and begin to step up and on into just so much more of whom you really and truly are from deep within you, here being as, or stepping up forth on forth as, because that is where your true power lies, is whom you're stepping up and on into, as whom you are being directly and divinely guided to be as, or to step on forth as, because those are our true and directing, exacting selves that are coming on forward, our higher selves, souls in the manifestations of, or in the processes or processings of these, higher selves, souls, manifestations of, because that is who we are. That is who we are directly becoming, is our own true higher selves, or in whom can be in the manifestation processes of here with us, from within all of this here as well. And so that we are manifesting then as these true source master magicians then, once we've graduated up on into just so much more from within all of these processes. So I know that I'm reiterating this stuff, but I really believe that it needs to be said again and again, that, once we do the work, we step up and on into just so much more. We continually keep doing that, keep trusting in the divine, trusting in these processes, even though it's very difficult at times, and just keep going. Have the faith that all of this is just coming forth as, or in the manifestations of all that you've ever wanted and more, on into, your true heart's desires, manifestations of, your happily ever afters, as you've stepped up and on into it and have done your own work to become these true power source couples here, that are then shining their lights out onto the worlds here as only they each individually can here, and and as a couple here, I'm hearing as well, because that is what we're here for, is to shine this light, to bring this on forward, these beingnesses of our own true self, souls, in the manifestation processes of, so that as we step up and on into our own true work or works here, that we then are being directly and divinely guided up and on into just so much more from within all of this whole manifestation process here as well. So just do know that it really is all about creating a better world for all of us to live and to thrive from within. So, make no mistakes about it. They're saying, nope, make no mistake about it. It is all about that. It is all about this new and improved, better world for all of us to live and to thrive from within. So all of this is sort of like the icing on the cake, or the I'm getting like the the stepping up and on into is like the unfoldment of. It's like the unfoldment of is coming forward for us from within, all of our work, or as we here individually as a whole do continue on our work here. So just know that there's a bigger, better reason for all of these things to come forward to and for the betterment of all of us. But also remember that from within your own beings and doings and workings of from within all of this work, there's more than light at the end of the tunnel, because from within this whole manifestation process, you step up and on into just so much more as this true master source magician, who's then, able to create worlds exactly the ways that you want to. And so it's a process, but it's a process of coming up and on into just so much more than you could have ever imagined that would be even available to and for each of us from within all of this. So it's like, woohoo, like they're like, it's like freaking woohoo, here we go, just wait for it, step up and on into it, and become all that much more from within this all, because you have no idea what is on the other end of that rainbow here. Now, in the now of your lives, as you each individually do step up and on into all of this. So just do know that this is a process, but this process is for a reason. And it's not only to and for the betterment of the alls, that's a huge reason enough for it, but it's also to and for the betterment of your own true lives here as well, or your own true lives and souls here as well, because they are then graduating up and on into just so much more from within all of this here as well. And then, wow, then look out, they're saying, look out, because you have no idea what's on the other side of this. Okay, great. So we got 2 of Raphael, 5 of Raphael, and King of Raphael. So we're just going to ask what these are all about. I'm just going to pick up. Now I'm being guided to read the card. So 2 of Raphael says, 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits. Don't give up on those you love. 2 of Raphael. I'm gonna speak on what all the cards are saying here, and then we're gonna go into the channeling. 5 of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. And our third card is King of Raphael. Warm, generous, honorable, refined. Yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. Okay, so I'm just going to ask what information is available for us, and then I'll just be guided to whatever cards they want to go to at any given time. So I'm just going to ask to bring forward whatever information guidance they have for us here today on these 2 of Raphael, 5 of Raphael, and King of Raphael cards. Okay. So as you each are here being individually and directly guided to from within each of your own true heart's desires in the soul processings of, which just means that as you each do feel from deep within you as to what and whom is right and true for you from within each and all of these processes, you then are also being directly and divinely guided up and on into just so much more from within this whole true love process or processes here as well, which just does mean that when or as you are ready, your true teachers do here then appear, they're saying. So just to know that from within these whole processes of or processings of, you then each are individually being guided to and for one another here as well, from within all of these true processings here as well, simply because as you are being directly and divinely guided from within the each of yous here, I'm hearing, that you are then coming together here in love and light to and for the betterment of the alls here, yes, but also to and for the betterment of each your owns here as well, which just does mean that as you are stepping up and on into all of this from within this, as each your owns or as your own true processes or true processings from within the each of yous come forward as or from within, you then are being directly and divinely guided on into just so much more from within your own true coupledom, I'm hearing. From within how the each of you do process here from within yous, but also just how you're coming forth to and for the other one here as well, or the other ones here as well, which just does mean that as your true twin flame does ascend up here on higher into the evolution of life here, as you each individually are being and or doing as or coming up and on into as, you then are being directly and divinely guided on into just so much more from within this true power couple series of manifestational events of, or in the ways that the both of you will then come forward on into just so much more from within these true creative events of manifestation, true creation, or true creations of, which just does mean that as she does come forward to and for the each and the all of you from within this, or from within these manifestations of, or from within these ways of beingnesses of, or the ways in which you each react and interact together here from within this as or of, which just does mean that once you each are being in your own true manifestational properties of, or ways of beingnesses of, you are then being directly and divinely guided on into just so much more as this true power source couple or beingnesses of, which just means this, that as you come forth to and for one and or the other for each other here, you then are being directly and divinely guided on into just so much more as this true source power couple here as well, they're saying, from within all of this, or all of these processings here now then, to bring forward this true and directing new world in which for all of us to live and to thrive from within your own true lives here as well, simply because these again were the ways that it was always supposed to be, to do, and to become, and to come forward as or from within. Okay, so just do know that as you step up and on into just so much more from within all of these processes of, or these processings of, or the ways in which you now then do treat each other from within all this, as you have ascended up and on into just so much more, because from within all of this, you have become just so much more from within your own individual lives here, as you have ascended up and on into just so much more from within your own true selves, souls, desires of here as well. So just do know that as you have been here desirous of each and or the other, one another from within all of this, you then are being this energetic exchange, or in this energetic beingnesses of, which just means that as you are shining your light out onto others here, they too are being directly and divinely guided back and on into and through you here as well, which just does mean that you are manifesting as these true master manifestor magicians. Once you have then now come up and on into just so much more from within this manifestation process of, or beingnesses of just that much more from within this whole true twin flame coupledom here, they're saying. So as you step up and on into just so much more from within the each of yous here, or from within the ways that you are now coming forth as, or being here as from within this, to and for the betterment of the alls here, yes, but also to and for the betterment of yourselves here as well, as this true power source couple comes forward as, or in the beingness of just so much more from within your whole true lives here as well, to and for each and the other here, I'm hearing. So as you're coming forth to and for one another from within this true power source couple, or this true power source coupledom, you then are manifesting as these true power source couples here as well, which just does mean that as two or more do come together in my name, or in our names, it's like the mother, father, goddess here, we then are manifesting as just so much more from within all of this individualism, as well as from within these two hearts becoming one here then as well. Which just means that as you both do come together in true love to and for one another here, you then are being able, or being brought forward on out into the manifestations, or the manifestation processes of just so much more from within this collective agreement of sorts, in which you have then now come up and on into as this true power source couple comes forward as, or from within. So just do know that as you are stepping forth up and on into this true process, or true light of the Lord from deep within the both of you here, as this true manifesting power source couple here, as or from within, you then are going to be brought forward into just so much more from within all of this here as well, because then you are being directly and divinely guided from deep within the each of you here as well, as or from within this coupledom, or these ways of beingnesses, as this couple comes forward as, or is being brought forward as, or from within here as well. So just do know that as you keep on stepping, or as your steppings do come forward from within you as, or as you are being brought forward into the steppings on from within you as, or in, you then will be guided, directly and divinely guided, as each your owns, or as each your own true processes of do come forward from within the each of you here as a true source power couple here as well, which just does mean that as you each are being individually and directly guided to from deep within yous individually here, you then are also being deeply and directly guided from within the each of yous here as a couple here as well. Okie dokie. So again, gonna just keep asking. King of Raphael. Okay. We're saying, okay, Shannon. Okay, so now as you are being in the manifestation of all of this, just do know that as the more comes forward here to and for the betterment of the alls, and to and for the betterment of the both of you here, to come together as one here as well. You then are here manifesting as one. Yes. But you also are here manifesting as more. which just does mean that as you come together here as one, you then are this true power source couple whom then are able to bring just that much more forward to and through the each of you here and the alls of you here as well, which just does mean that as all of you do come together here as these true power source couples, or in the coupledoms of, you then are brought forward into just so much more from within all of this whole true manifestation process or processes here as well, which just means that as you continue on being and or in the doings of just so much more from within your own true lives and own true self, souls, processings of, or whom you really and truly directly and divinely are guided to be as, or from within this as, you then are stepping up and on into just so much more from within your own individual lives here as a true power source couple here as well. So just do know that to each their owns only comes to be once and when the both of you have truly come together here to know what it means to come forward to and for the betterment of the alls here as well, which just does mean that once you come forward to and for the betterment of the alls here, there is no longer just a to each your owns here as well, simply because just to each your owns now comes forward as one here, being as two, which just does mean that as the one becomes two, well then, you each are here then being as you each individually can and will be in the beings and or doings of. But then, when it comes time to come together here once again, you then are manifesting as these true manifester, magician, geniuses of, which just does mean that as you step up and on into just so much more from within this whole coupledom or these ways of beingnesses as this true source power couple here, this true twin flame source collective couples of, you then are being brought forward into just so much more from within your own individual lives here as well, as or in the manifestations of, or in the manifestation properties of, which just does mean that as these true source manifestation properties of do come forward to and for and from within the each of you as this or in this, you then are being directly and divinely guided each individually as a whole here as well. And that is when, look out, I'm getting like the whole frickin' world is going to be known. It's all going to be known from within the whole frickin' world here. It's going to come forward as just so much more than we could ever possibly even imagined here that it's going to come forward as. So I'm getting, it's like, excuse my language, but look the fuck out. It's coming forward as more than you could ever possibly imagine that it could have or would have or will. And it is. Wow. Okay, I'm just being guided to go to just a real easy card here. The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. These are just real easy, sort of like a card of the day. Card of the day. Your focus kind of thing. What do you want to bring forward? Let's say that. What do we want to bring forward as this true twin flame collective, and also these true twin flame power couples, and also in our own individual lives here as well? What do we want to bring forward? What is our card of the day to bring forward from within this all? That's what we're asking for here. Guidance, direct guidance on this for us. All right, we got, oh, this one too I'm feeling. Okay, we got, we received 4, so let's just go through them. We have, I choose to learn through love. I choose to learn through love. So what that card is saying to me, right away I'm getting the message like it's a reminder of how you react in the world. So say for instance somebody pushes your buttons, your true twin flame, or because let's face it, they're able to sometimes push those buttons more easily and more readily than anybody else because they're so important in our lives, right? And so they're so important to us that they can hurt us, or they can, they can trigger this effect in us that brings forth these emotions that are many times negative or I mean, they're expanding, they expand into more, but they're also where they can shrink you down, or they can make you, that fear, that flight, to make you run off kind of thing. So just do know that if you're feeling that trigger, you're feeling that angst from deep within you, to just, take some time to yourself, to go within, and don't reply back. Don't, if you're having an argument with your twin flame, or you're going through a rough patch with them, both of you take some time to, I believe that this is one of the templates that's coming through as well here, because I know that I went through this exact thing with a karmic in my life, where, who was very, explosive, let's say, and so the ways that the divine came through for me at that point in time, it was all about, and another point in time as well, but that was one specific way, that the best way to deal with someone else is to each of you to take your time and to not come back together and to talk until you both can come from a place of love, and also to not respond to messages or Facebook posts or anything else that you cannot come and respond from a place of love, because that's what's most important, is your way of, instead of reacting to something in a negative way, if you could just take that moment to sort of go within and say, okay, why am I being triggered here? And I'm not going to go back to respond to this, or to act on this, not react to it, but act on it until I can come from a place of love to and for, myself and this other party here as well. So that's just a great way to learn and to expand into just so much more, is to and through love. And so don't react, but act from a place of love. So if you're in that reactive phase, take your time, take that time to step back, and until you can come from a place of love. And another thing, that was the other reminder that it right away reminded me of, was a Facebook post that I remember when I was teaching some of these materials. Every once in a while you get a naysayer, or someone that will come forward, a negative person that would come forward and say, blah, 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 blah. And, my initial response was, you want to let them have it. And then, I got the message from the angels, like, okay, you know what? Let's not answer that until we can come back from a place of love. And so, that's what I found myself doing, was, going within, coming back to that, place of love, going within my heart center, coming back from that place of love, and responding to that message from that place of love. No matter how harsh that initial message came forward as, and that was the learning process. That was totally a learning process. So, you learn, you choose to learn through love. That's the best way to go about everything in life, is to choose to learn through love. The universe works fast when I'm having fun. Okay, so right away I'm getting, really it is all about a process, and it's all about a journey, and it's all about having fun from within this journey. It's not all about the end result, because if you're missing all of the good fun times, all of the joy and all of the peace and everything else that comes to be from within this whole journey that we're on here, you're like missing it all. You're like wanting to step to the end of it when you want to experience the all of it, and I get it. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I do get that. I've been there, done that many, many times over, have learned and grown from that. But at the same time, I'm here now in the processings of, to each their own. Let's be and do as we each individually want to come forward as, and, live in peace and live in bliss and live in joy, and just enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, because we don't know what else is around the corner. And so, if we just look into just what is available to and for us, and we step up and on into just so much more from within our own true lives here, as only we each individually can, no matter how that looks, no matter how that's coming forward for us, we then will be manifesting as just so much more from within all of that as well, because we're not living in that negative way of life or those negative thinking processes of which then we are sending out on into the world and then bringing back to and through us and forward for us, because then we are living as that or from within that negative way of beingness or those ways of thinking. And so, step up above that, rise above that and live in that place of whatever comes to be, whatever will be. And, but always in the knowing or the belief systems of wanting more. Why not want all that you want, your true heart's desires, your true heart's manifestations of, why not step up and on into just so much more from within your whole manifestation process here, bringing forth your true heart's desires, your manifestations of that, and also your happily ever afters. Why not this, that, or something better? So step up and on into, bring forward this, that, or something better than I can even ever maybe possibly imagine for my life. So just be open to whatever is possible here for you, and step up and on into it as you are intuitively and directly guided to, because you will know what is right and true for you at any given moment in time. So just trust in that, trust in yourself, trust in the process, and keep being and doing as whom you exactly are, because there's no better place and no better time than now to be exactly who you are, because that is where your true happiness lives and resides, because there's no better way than to just be who you are, because who else are you being here for? Who else are you being here for? Are you being yourself for you, or are you being someone else for someone else? And do you think that in being someone else for someone else, anyone else, that you are living your true self, soul's passions or desires of? Because I can tell you from experience, you're not. If you're not being true to you and your true heart's desires of, then you are not being true to yourself, and you will never find the happiness that is available here to and for you. Sorry, a little bit of a rant, but I felt like that was information needed to come forward here. Seemed like a bit of a rant to me, but I felt like that needed to come forward for whoever, or, for many probably here, for the each and the all of us, maybe, to know that we can step up and on into just so much more once we take off all the masks and we become whom we really and truly are, and we open ourselves up on into just so much more as whom we really and truly are, void of that fear of not being good enough, or rejection, or abandonment, or all of these other issues or old templates that are being left in the past, because we are being brought forward into just so much more from within this true twin flame journey here, and bringing forth these true templates, these true twin templates of unconditional love and beingnesses of that which I just talked about here now. So just do know that it's all coming forward to and for the betterment of all of us, and the each of us here as well. So the next card was, my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I'm lost. So just do know I'm getting from this that the energy of love is everything. If you can go and within your heart and you can express yourself as only you individually can, because that is whom you are here directly becoming as, or from within, as whom you really and truly are, because your heart center's core, at the heart center core of you, that is whom you really and truly are. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you can express yourself as that, or from within this as that, then you are being true to you and to all of your true heart's desires, and you will be in the manifestations of just so much more from within your own true lives here as well, as these beingnesses of, simply because that is who you are, directly and divinely guided to each and the all of you from within you as. And so you will then have the words to speak, because you will be being directly and divinely guided from deep within you as this true heart-centered self or source of love and light, tuned for the betterment of the alls here as well. So just step up and on into that and express yourself as the true source being that you are here. And it's not about religion. It's not about, any of that dogma. It's not about any of that. It's about expressing who you really and truly are from deep inside of yourselves. And all of your wants and desires and in the manifestations of all of these things are coming forward for you from within you as this, because these are your true heart's desires from deep within you, as whom you really and truly are being here as, or what you want to be here being and doing as or from within this as, which just means that if you are coming forth as your own true self soul in the manifestations of all of your own true heart's desires, well, then you are here manifesting as this true creative master magician of sorts, this true creative genius of sorts, because you are stepping up and on into just so much more from within your own true lives here as this, or from within this, from within your own true self's soul, or who you are from within all of this now and always, because these at the core is who you are. This at the core is who you are. So trust in that, trust in the process, and step up and on into just so much more from within your own true lives here as this true master magician, because that is exactly whom you each are individually as a whole here. And so be this, do this, step up and on into this as this, and you will be being this here then as this. And then there's no better ways than that to be here, doing and being as, or from within this as, because that is whom you are directly and divinely guided to be as, or from within your own true self soul's manifestations of and happenings of, if that makes sense. But that's whom you really and truly are. And that is where your real and true happiness lies, your divine bliss lies. Last but not least, my fearless freedom lights up the world. So be fearlessly free, because that's what it's all about. It's all about being your own true self's soul's manifestations of fearlessness. Fearlessly free means to be who you are, directly and indirectly, as whom you really and truly are, not caring what others want for you to be here for them as, or from within all of this as, because then you are not being true to you. And how fearless and how free are you if you are not being here as whom you really are being as, or whom you want to be here as, because you are here to be fearless and free. Fearless and free. So are you being fearless and free? Are you being who you really and truly are, wanting to be here, wanting to step up here as, you know who and what is right and true for you in any given time of your lives here. And I understand that from within these processes, from within our past and our past lives here as well, that are coming into play here, because we are being brought forward into all of this from within all of these processings, so that they can be healed and then brought forward on into just so much more from within this fearless, free way of beingnesses. Living this true love, or this true light source beingnesses of, or these true love ways beingnesses of, simply because we are here as these true and unconditional love templates of love and sources of beingnesses, which just means that as we come up and on into just so much more as these true twin flame collectives, that we then are being led up and on into just so much more as these true fearless lights who light up the world as freedom. Awesome. Okay, so that was an excellent reading. Loved it. I'm praying to God that, God, Mother Goddess, that this video has worked today, because it's been a great reading. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and we'll be back again here very soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave any messages that you like. I also do private readings, private channel readings. A lot of them I can do video, but I also do where I just put my thoughts to the side, and like dictation, I type you out letters of what your divine angelic team, your guides, want to bring forth for you and or your partner here as well. So just let me know if you're looking forward to a divinely channeled reading from your guides, your higher selves, and also your true twin flames guides, higher selves, our whole angelic team, our teams, bringing us on forward into each our owns as only we each individually can here be, do, and have from within as. And so if you are also wanting to know, about your manifestation process, or your true twin flame journey here, whatever questions you have that you are struggling with or are not able to get your own guidance from within. I know at times we struggle, that we have these stoppages or blockages from deep within us, and we are just looking for a little bit of guidance and direction on as to what is right and true at any given moment in time. So if you're in need of a little bit of assistance or help, guidance as to what is right and true for you right now, at this right here and now time of your life right now, just do know that I'm available. You can get a hold of me at shannonyoung@gmail.com. And I will also leave all of this information in the description box below. So have an awesome, fantastic day, evening, wherever you are, and we'll talk again soon. We'll do these channel readings here as often as I possibly can, and especially if I have the camera system that's working here for me now. These will be coming forward much more often. Thank you for being here, and thanks for listening, and just keep being and doing you, trusting in your process, and loving life. Take care. Talk soon. Bye.